we all know that we have an option when a phone call comes in. I talked before about how sometimes I ignore a phone call and send a text message because I don't want to be bothered with a 5-10 minute conversation. Okay? This is an example of a picture of a phone call coming in. Obviously, the phone number is not showing, but look, you can answer, you can ignore, you can leave the ring. Okay? It gives you an option to even send a text. Okay? If that was me, depending on how important the call is, I would probably press ignore or answer. But now think about this. You have prospects coming into your dealership online that submit a request on your website, it goes to your CRM, and depending on your store, some stores have a CRM designed for service, some stores don't. Some stores, the lead actually comes into your CRM and your sales department prints it out and gives the service advisor. We don't know what happens with it. Anybody see that as a familiarity in their stores? It's happened to me in the past before. And so what's interesting is if you're getting a phone call on that lead and you don't know who's calling you, you're probably going to ignore that phone call. Okay? There's only about a 10 to 15% connection ratio when you're on the phone trying to get a hold of people. Literally, you're following up with your request. And I don't care if that's for sales, service, parts, F&I. Okay? The other example I have here is we discussed how often we delete our emails. We're not big on emails. Okay, you can see here, various different emails, person likes to delete their email. Okay? So they don't want to be bothered. Okay, so I'm going to start going into social media follow-up. I firmly believe that if you think that a phone call and an email process you've done your job with that, you are completely mistaken. You have not completed your follow-up process. You did not fully try to engage your customer to get a hold of them. Okay? You need to find a third and fourth way of trying to get a hold of customers. And what I'm going to show you next after this slide will be pretty interesting. Okay? So the way I like to look at this is I like to review follow-up attempts and comments. Okay? In my CRM, obviously. Okay? What's happened? Do we have an appointment set with this customer? Why did this customer not show up to the dealership? Okay? Why did this customer, we had a transmission job scheduled for a $2,000 job. The guy did not show up for his appointment. Okay? Just like the customer didn't show up for sales, they don't show up for service. A few months ago, I had to go to a Honda dealership to get something done for my car. And something came up, I missed my appointment. The person sent me one phone call 3 days later after I missed my appointment, and it was a lost opportunity. Meanwhile, I had warranty work that had to be done, and I needed new tires. So I'm sure the dealership, if they had done the right job following up with me, they probably would have earned my business and made some money. That's a lost opportunity. So this is what I'm seeing a lot in sales, service, and parts. And particularly in service and parts because it's not really discussed very often. Okay, so I want to review follow-up attempts and comments. What I like to do is, I already have the customer's information, I have their email address. So I want to get into Facebook, and I want to do a customer email search. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search their email, or get this thing. We're going to search their email, we're going to find that person based on their email address in Facebook. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to click on that customer, we're going to review their profile, literally, what are their likes, what are their hobbies, what's on their wall post. Because you can literally find out a lot about a person by looking at their Facebook profile, depending on their setup of their profile. Okay? You're going to click send a message, and you're going to type up a personal message, or if you have a saved email template, which I do, in a Word format that I will just copy and paste and I'll put it in there, and I'll press send. It might sound a little complex, and the reason why it sounds complex is because I don't know of any CRM right now that integrates with Facebook to send out a message from your CRM. So the way I would track that is, I would take all the activity that's been done, all the messages that were sent out, all the messages that came back to me, and I would literally copy them and paste them into my CRM under comments and notes so that I would at least know what's been done besides CRM. It's an additional step, and I'm hoping in the next year or two, as these CRM companies hopefully start developing relationships with Facebook, maybe it'll work better. I know 1 or 2 CRM companies that are starting to get into that. I want to start seeing more. Until then, we're going to have to, take a little bit more time responding to our customer, but at least we're going to have a whole other way. And I'll show you why this is more effective in a second. Okay, obviously, this is the CRM notes. This is an example. I just consulted at the Volkswagen store in New Jersey, and I was in there for a month, literally. And this is a sales link, but the same thing would happen with service. Okay, lead comes in, autoresponder, email goes out, phone calls are being made, an appointment scheduled, customer didn't show up, and we have this whole history. Notice how big my follow-up process is. I don't stop from the 20th of February all the way to the 5th of March. We don't stop, okay? So that's an example of what you would do, is keeping track of everything in your CRM. Okay, so the way I just explained what you would do with Facebook, you log into Facebook, okay? See here, I typed the customer's email address, okay? The customer's email address came up, this is the guy. I'll give you a little bit of an example of what I did. I literally was in there like an employee for a month as a consultant. I hadn't sold a car in about 3 years. My desk deals, I ran in departments. I literally haven't sold a car in 3 years. So it was a Saturday, I stayed there. It was after hours. And what's interesting is I wanted to give myself a challenge. I am a true car guy. Okay, there's no nonsense here. I wanted to see if I could sell this guy a car. We had a busy showroom. Let me take this guy. I took him, put him in the CRM, upped him, got all his information, went over the vehicle. I know nothing about Volkswagens, but sometimes for me, you don't know anything about your cars. Went over the vehicle with a person, took him on a test drive, came back, worked some numbers. The objection was he wanted to bring his wife back. It happened the next Monday was President's Day. So he said he was going to bring his wife back. The numbers were in line with what he was looking to get for the vehicle. He had a lease that he was coming out of. And what's interesting is he never showed up. We had a good follow-up and everything. And by the way, like I said, I worked with him an hour past closing. Okay? So what's interesting is I turn around and I can't get a hold of him by email or by phone. The guy's not responding to me. So I'm a little angry. I'm like, what's going on? We got this good rapport going on. Why is he not responding to me? Turn around and send him this email. His name was Adam. I'm, Adam, how are you? Stan Sher, Burlington Volkswagen. I'm not sure if you remember me.